I did.
We'll break out the shorts and T-shirts. It's summer,
Let's go.
right?
Let's go.
Missouri summer. First summer.
Vamos.
False summer.
Fake summer. That's what
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
right.
We'll get to it right
Fall
after
spring.
this.
Fall spring. That's funny.
Man, I know I need to update our slide. We're like in season 6, and it still says season 4.
Does it really?
Yeah,
What?
Oh, that's funny.
It says,
Season 6, yeah. Yeah, I guess it would be 26
Well,
and
it cost me a couple $100
2020 and
every time I update that,
2026.
though, so, you know.
You should just be able to, like, can't you just put in Chat GPT now?
Well, I don't know. It's a video. That's the thing.
Oh.
how soon did we start in the shutdown? It was right away, right? March?
It's like the 23rd of March.
Okay.
Yeah, like the world shut down the 20th.
And we were like, hey, let's
do a
talk.
web
Let's
show.
talk.
do this.
Hey, Rogersville, let's talk about Rogersville things
Yeah.
Good morning, Beth.
and other
Spring
nonsense.
Peak
Other-
is here. So many moons later.
Yeah, still here.
I like
Yeah.
that. The spring peak.
Spring peak.
Oh.
There we go. That's neat. It's just
like a-
peeking out.
It's like a
Just
sneak peek.
Hello.
kind of like the groundhog saying,
is on
nah,
the
I don't know.
way."
What are we doing here?
Well, it's Tuesday again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
my.
morning, campers.
It was a weird day to pick out an outfit. I was like, I got to work today, so
Yeah.
I can't wear a t-shirt and shorts like I want to.
Yeah.
And then, but I don't have, I'm
I'm
not
speaking
ready.
today, so I'm wearing my blue shirt and my black blazer.
Your
Got
black.
your uniform on.
I do, yeah. I don't always wear this when I speak, but I commonly do.
It's kind of your.
Not always.
you feel
the most
comfortable.
interesting
Occasionally,
man
I'll
in the
put on my
world.
grunkle sweater instead and wear that.
Grunkle away.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
my.
fun. You become comfortable. I think I may have told you I did a funeral a couple weeks ago, and some of my church people were like, "You looked so uncomfortable,"
Oh, I
because I was
bet.
wearing a
Yeah.
suit, and it was just
Yes.
funny. I was like, "Do you feel uncomfortable seeing me in a suit, or did I really look that uncomfortable?"
You're like-
I probably did. I used to wear it all the time.
Marla.
You know, when I
yeah.
started in
Every
ministry,
single day.
Yeah.
Suit and tie.
Gross.
Going to court. all
every
that.
Sunday morning I would wear a
That's
tie.
the thing that kind of I think is maybe one of the big things bothering me about running and maybe getting elected to state rep.
Oh,
is
you'll
gotta
have
go
to put a
back.
suit on.
I don't think they're going to let me dress like this on the House floor.
I think they
They
might.
make suits more comfortable than they used to be.
They
though.
do.
That's true.
They do.
They
I don't
do.
know. I'm gonna have to buy some because I don't have. I mean, I got rid of
Yeah.
my suit.
Yeah.
I just
I kept, like,
envisioned
2.
Will in some sort of ridiculous '90s movie shopping trip, with the big bags. And sorry, that's just totally what popped
I see it. Yeah. No, I see
what I
it.
mean? Like
And-
he's just
and I
stripping
hope
down
it's-
the
montage.
side-
The
like a
montage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope it's a big baggy suit
It's
from the
girls
90s
just
that he
wanna have
puts on.
fun.
That would be
Man,
great.
I have my entire life. I've always worn oversized clothes. I hate tight clothes, and so like I buy extra large and 2 extra large stuff because I don't. I mean, I
You
want.
just don't want it. You don't want it snug.
I'm the other way around. I want it tight. I can't stand having loose clothes.
Yeah, well,
Isn't that wild? I'm struggling, because now baggy jeans are back in.
Yeah.
goodness.
And I
Yeah.
enjoyed the skinny jean phase. And
Ugh,
so,
not me.
yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, well.
I wonder what this says about your personalities. If there's a psychologist watching, please.
Somebody.
Chris is all
Deep
uptight.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
What? What are you talking about?
It's like I need to feel
So chill.
protected. You're like a baby in a cocoon. And,
Yeah,
feels
probably,
like-
yeah,
It
yeah.
probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
mine.
weighted
It's like your
blanket.
security
It's
blanket
keeping keeping me.
your tight
Yep,
clothes?
it's keeping me.
I'm trying to think of what that means.
I feel like I'm wearing a hug.
I'm wearing a hug.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, it's like, get away from me.
Oh man, that is funny. Oh, the '90s were great though. I mean, the baggy clothes. I mean, the jeans would hang down off your hips.
The
and
grunge.
the
Best
grunge
bet to
look.
Ask Mike Moon for the dress code.
Yeah. She
Dress
popped that
code.
up on the screen.
The Olympics have been like doubling down on the '90s.
So really, I haven't watched
I've watched some. It's been
second. I heard
fun.
Lindsey Vonn broke her
She
broke
tried
her leg.
to fall down a mountain and she did.
Yeah.
when you're 41 years old,
And
tear your ACL,
have
and then
an
9 days.
ACL.
I'm gonna
Later,
ski in
try
the
to-
Olympics with a knee brace.
Yeah, it didn't
Well, I mean,
go
you know,
well for her.
If anybody
And
could
if-
do it, though,
okay.
she could.
Well, yeah, and in fairness, if she hadn't caught her elbow or
Caught
arm
her
on the
arm
gate,
on the gate.
yeah, she because I think her preliminary times, if I heard right, were like outstanding,
She was doing pretty good,
Yeah.
and then she was not.
and then wasn't.
Well, they've got to decide what of the events they're going to broadcast. On TV.
yeah,
They
yeah.
can't broadcast them all.
Well, when does the curling start? That's all I
No,
hear.
that's it. That's what I was. That
It's
was
been
my
curling.
point.
They're already doing it.
Oh,
That's my
They
point.
came out
That's
the
what
gate
they're showing.
curling.
That's what they're picking. That's the curling.
Curling's been on
24/7.
every night.
Yeah,
That's what people want.
everybody wants to watch.
Everybody wants to see a guy that looks like you that shouldn't be in the Olympics call themselves an Olympian
Sweeping ice.
sweeping the
Uh,
ice.
Sweeping
Very
the ice.
intently. Claire is into the Olympics. She because we have you can watch different things and then you can go watch like replays and stuff. And so she's been looking through the Olympic circuit. She's invested. Like she's learning about the athletes. She's like, Mom,
Nice.
they started training in blah blah blah. And I'm like, what? Who?
Yeah.
Who are we talking
Love it.
about?
Oh, Clara, you want to be an Olympic athlete?
Yeah,
You're what,
she
7?
would be. Yeah,
7?
probably.
Yeah, you're too
So-
old. You
If
should
I-
have already started.
Yeah, that's
should already be competing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're.
Well, I always wanted to watch the taekwondo, and they never would show the martial arts.
I'd watch the martial
I think they
arts.
do now since there's all the streaming
Well, that may be
platforms. I
true.
think, they've pretty much you can watch every event. But
Yeah.
But no, they very much, and they did it like Super Bowl stuff too, like the commercials. It's like the millennials are the target audience,
Yeah.
and the Gen Xers too. Some. It's like if it's '90s related.
I did love the Duncan commercial.
I happened to catch that one.
Yeah.
I
didn't see much
don't
of any
care
of
for the
that.
AI commercials.
We neither. Normally on my street in our neighborhood, it's a big deal, and of course
Yeah.
the last several years, it's been the
been a big
Chiefs,
deal,
and
yeah.
so it was really funny walking into our neighborhood Super Bowl party. I felt like I was late. I got there like 3 till kickoff, and I was the second guest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we all kind of just trickled in as the game had already started and just didn't have the buzz.
Nobody cared.
And then the game ended up being boring
It
as
was
all
Yeah.
get out.
boring.
Defensive masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yes.
So by the time
Sorry.
it wasn't even so. The big talk. Did you watch the Southern Christian country halftime show or did you watch the mainstream halftime show? And we're like, neither. We were already playing dominoes with the game on in the background,
It was,
and
Yes,
it
It was
just
my grandniece Paisley's birthday party.
Okay.
So
That's
we
a
went
good
to her
one.
bir- And then the game was on in the background
Yeah.
for a little bit.
we totally lost interest.
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't.
Food
was great.
Food was great.
Company was great.
Food.
Yeah.
Enjoying
And
friends over.
And
but
no, I didn't watch either halftime show. So don't ask me.
I just don't. I'm having a harder and harder time putting really much thought into this stuff. You know what I mean?
All the stuff,
Just
the
don't.
debates.
All of it.
Yeah.
I'm in burnout on it.
I am too.
Like, let's stop. Please stop.
Pastorally,
Yeah.
I cannot comment on everything that happens.
No, you can't.
And
There's
I'm
no
just,
way.
and so I quit. I don't even try.
Well, it's every
But
30
everybody wants to know my take, and I'm like, everything in the Bible, specifically the Proverbs.
Jesus is still king.
well, just read the Proverbs. Even before we get to King Jesus,
Yeah.
it tells me to hold my tongue, to take in information, to think. The problem is, by the time you apply the Proverbs, we've already moved on.
Oh,
So everybody
we've
wants
moved
the
on.
hot take right now, and I'm going, no, I don't have all the information. Let me get back to you once I've thought about it. And it's like nobody wants to hear about it by the time I've thought about it.
I am so
That's-
tired of
yeah.
the daily controversy, and I'm sorry. I think it's an excuse to act like people are involved, but in a lazy way.
Yeah, that's really well said.
Yeah.
It just is. I'm sorry. If you want to change the world, it is easy to do that. You get off your butt
You raise $1.3 million and build a park
build
in your
a park.
community because the community doesn't have what you want.
Or you literally walk down your street.
Sorry to toot my own
and-
bell, but like seriously,
Seriously.
I want to step into things I can actually be a part of.
Yes.
If I'm I'm not going to sit around and gripe about that person did this, said that, didn't do this, didn't do that. You didn't speak. You should have spoke. No. I'm hearing my community members say, I wish we had.
Yeah.
Okay. Then community, let's come together and do something. That's what I want to give my life to.
You can do a lot.
And
That's
love
what I
my
wanna hear
neighbor.
about.
I want to love my neighbor that way.
That's what I want to be passionate about. That's what I want to have an opinion about. I don't care about Kid Rock or Bad Bunny.
Yep.
I hope they have wonderful lives. That's it. I don't care. Other than that, I don't care.
And this is your point. There's so much that we get spun up on and talk
Golly.
about and get on social media and talk about, and it's whispering in the wind. That's not the right quote, but I mean,
I know what you're talking about, and it gets all over you and everybody else. So
Yeah.
let's not do that in the wind either.
Oh, that's
well,
funny.
I
Unfair now.
I
See
actually
what we're
meant
talking
whispering in the wind.
Oh, okay. I
because
thought you
nobody's
were
going
softening.
No, there's that too. Same thing. But
That's
it accomplishes
It doesn't.
nothing.
All it does, it
yeah.
does accomplish things.
Yeah.
It accomplishes division.
Nothing
Division,
purpose.
yeah.
Nothing
and
good.
Nothing helpful.
and hate and false senses of the world is ending and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like you said, if you get off your keyboard or your phone and you go out and do something in your local community where you live,
You can
you will
change
make a
the
difference.
world and make a difference.
Yep.
And it's as
And if
simple
everybody
as
did that,
oh my, wow, we would have a nice world to live in.
then you'll
wouldn't we?
really change some.
Love your neighbors. You love yourself.
pick up a piece of trash off the side of the
Yep.
road. Do that. That's helpful.
Don't just pray that it would be on earth as it is in heaven. Like, actually bring
it.
a slice of heaven
Do
to
it.
your
a
neighborhood.
little something.
You know,
You know?
if somebody's having a hard time, sit down and talk to them and ask them how they're doing.
Imagine that. Check in. How are you?
Again,
Yeah.
it's literally that simple to be a good human. Just doing things to improve what's going on around you.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah. My son sent me something last night, and it was one of those hot take kind of things. And he's like, "Hey, people are talking about this. Can you watch this and tell me what you think?" And normally I wouldn't, except it's my son. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to help him process this, because
Yeah,
that's my responsibility
that's
as
fair.
dad, right? But I thought that was what my main takeaway for him was, man, son, there will always be opportunities to weigh in on this stuff. It is endless.
Yeah.
Like we can talk about this. If it matters to you, it matters to me. But just don't whisper in the wind.
Don't whisper in the wind.
Well, that's
Whisper.
And it can be done on such a personal, what you're comfortable with level, because not everybody is comfortable jumping in on a $1.3 million park project, right? Because that can mind blowing to some people.
It's a lot of
You
work.
literally can do little stuff every day.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm glad.
Little bitty stuff every day to make the world a better place. Every day. And
Like go online right now and give $20 to the park.
give 20 bucks.
That's a little thing, right? But seriously, or volunteer in your kid's classroom.
Volunteer in your kid's classroom. Like I said, literally you just pick up some trash you see on the side of the road. There's all kinds of things you can do.
Yeah.
And just be a decent human. It is honestly not that hard. It just takes effort.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think all of this stuff is distractions from people not just doing good, but participating in their own lives.
Right.
I was thinking about this the other day. We've become so isolated. You used to think about, it's more than 50 years ago, but maybe the edge of 50 years ago, you talk about, in the evenings, people would sit on their front porch. Somebody might come to visit.
Yeah.
Unannounced. Can you imagine somebody coming to your house unannounced? You can say, hey, we just came for a visit, just showed up at your house. It's like a horror movie,
Yeah. They're still on the porch.
But
Sebastian Maniscalco does a funny bit on that.
Does he?
Oh my goodness. Cake and Senka. Just Google
Cake and
and
Sanka.
Sebastian
Okay.
Maniscalco, Italian comedian, Senka, and you will see a funny bit on
It's
that
to
very
the
deal.
point now that, heaven forbid. I would never imagine just going to visit somebody's house unannounced.
Oh, yeah.
It's unthinkable.
Yeah.
It's almost unthinkable for me to
Call somebody.
someone
Text me, dude. What do you
without texting first. It's like, hey, do you have time? And people do that to me. Hey, do you have time for a call?
Yeah.
And that's just, it's we used to call. You call anytime you wanted. You didn't know who it was. You pick up the phone. You had no idea who it was.
You're like, hello?
You see me pick up the phone, right? You didn't
Yeah.
answer. You picked up the phone. Had no idea who it was. People would call unannounced, and that's even becoming somewhat taboo.
Yeah.
To call someone without
Of course,
asking.
you were
first.
willing to pick up because there were not very many robocalls. There were a
Well,
few,
that's
but
true.
yeah.
That
If somebody
really
called,
is
it was
the problem.
probably a personal.
Somebody
call.
knew your number
Yeah,
and
yeah.
had,
And called you,
it wasn't
yes.
For sure.
very often a cold call. There were few, but not many.
They weren't calling you to tell you missed jury duty and they're sending people to rob your house. Like, hey,
Unless you pay me.
I probably shouldn't admit this, but I bought a second phone.
you got a burner now?
It's not really a burner, but it's a
It's a flip phone.
It's a flip phone. I wanted a flip phone.
I
'cause
love
this is
it.
The nostalgia. I wanted the flip phone. But this is for voice only, and very few people have this number.
That's
Like my
that's-
family.
That's
has the
amazing.
number because I will not
We don't have
answer
that.
this
Yeah.
phone.
You've learned to ignore that one.
Yeah, I ignore this one. I
Yeah.
won't answer this one. It goes to an AI voice receptionist, and she takes a message and sends it
Does
to
she
me.
have an accent? Hello.
I don't remember. Kind of a little. I think she says, "Hello, I'm Luna. I'm Will's AI assistant."
Hello.
But yeah, I mean, I just because people there were certain people, family, I wanted to be able to call me, and they
flip
could never
phone.
get me on this phone. They're telling me, "Why don't you answer your phone?" I'm like, I never answer that phone. I just can't. It's
Because there's
inundated.
too much. It's too much.
I even got that incogni thing that goes through and deletes your stuff everywhere, and it claims it's deleted like 5,000 entries
Oh, wow.
of like my phone and my email and that are on marketing lists and stuff. Maybe it helps. I don't know.
Interesting.
But
can't ever-
it was
you
cheap. It didn't cost very much. So I
Yeah.
was like, I'll give it a try.
Give it a go. See
I'll
if we
give
can
it a
clean
go.
this up.
I don't know.
It is exhausting.
It is.
Again, I think a lot of it is just people not participating in their own lives. If they're distracted by their phone or a controversy and, their kids are sitting there on the couch staring at the TV, everybody's distracted and has
Yeah.
pacifiers at that time.
Well,
Everybody, parents and adults.
I mean, obviously in the political world, I'm a little prone to paying attention and
Well,
getting
yeah, you
spun up
should
and-
since you're jumping
and-
in the ring.
Well, yeah.
It's okay
But
to pay attention.
yeah, pay attention. Yeah, I'm going to pay attention.
I'm
not saying
choosing
not
to-
pay attention.
As best I can to not be offended all the time.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's
Yes.
where I'm finding peace and joy is that I don't have to get stirred up all the time.
Well, you get to the
No.
point. I think I'm inching my way there, where you don't get spun up about everything. You're just going to go, okay.
Yeah.
And then I see the people. I mean, I turn the notifications off on Facebook so it doesn't ever show me. I've got so many.
Yes.
So like once a day, maybe I'll pop on and just check my notifications, see if there's maybe something I need to respond to that's been sent to me personally or something. And there's certain things that I'll share. My wife's writing and stuff like that. But now I'm noticing the people that are just constantly on there with these big diatribes and they're mad about this and they're spun up about that and they're commenting about this. I'm like, that's eating a lot of your energy and a lot of your
Absolutely.
peace.
It'll eat you
And it will
alive.
keep you from producing in life.
Yeah,
Yes.
well,
I mean, the
Ding,
things
ding, ding.
the things that, you're really passionate about. Hopefully people have taken time to really consider the why of whatever work you do or being a mom or being a dad. You really get, whatever your passions are and your purpose, it's just going to eat away from that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it is.
It's a thief.
It is a thief. You're exactly right. It's a thief. It's that's a perfect way to say it. Yes.
that's intentional.
It is intentional.
And there's a fun trial coming up too. I don't know if you guys know about that.
No, what's the trial?
Some parents of some kids have sued Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those social media companies and said, you have intentionally created an addictive product just like cigarettes and have marketed it specifically towards children.
It's true too.
And it's having harmful effects, and you should be liable for that just like the cigarette manufacturers were liable for it.
Yeah.
And
Man.
so,
Didn't stop cigarettes though.
No.
no, it didn't. And it may not stop this either, but Mark Zuckerberg is going to get on the stand and he's getting cross-examined because he got subpoenaed.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. And they've apparently got all the internal documents that are very explicit. I haven't read them about how this is how we get kids addicted to social media, and they've been very
Yeah.
intentional about that. And it makes sense. I mean, if you have a product and you're trying to sell it, you're trying to market it, obviously you want as
Try to
many
make
people
people want
buying it as often as you can and make as much money as you can. So it makes sense. I'm not entirely sure that that's entirely evil,
Yeah.
but we're just
Well, it's-
we're just extremely good at some things that maybe we don't need to be so good at, or at least we need to be just as good about teaching
have
ourselves
some,
and our children and our friends some coping skills to know how to deal with that.
Yeah, that's where my mind goes first.
Yeah.
As a parent, it was my job to monitor their phone usage and
Yeah.
what apps they could and couldn't have.
Well, that's
and-
brilliant, and that's really where that's a huge dividing line in our country, and I think there's very few people on your side. Everybody
that's
wants
wild,
to
but yeah,
stop
no, I agree.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to take responsibility
Right.
No,
for themselves
'cause it's hard.
and their people.
It is hard.
to do
It was exhausting.
No, but if I
Yeah.
can blame
Parenting
you,
teenagers
it's
with phones.
easier than accepting responsibility for
No, that's
myself,
right.
for my own actions.
Yeah.
I was
Or
talking
lack
with my
thereof.
mom over the weekend, and she was talking about trying to teach the girls to do some sewing stuff, and I was like, Mom, that's fine. I was like, but it's not going to stick with them, and I'm like you think it is, and I'm like,
yeah.
kids are just constantly seeing options of things to do, and so they're like, ooh, shiny penny. And then they're interested in it, but it hardly sticks, And I'm like, people don't even think the same way about clothing as they used to. Clothing used to be like an investment, like you bought a wardrobe and you repaired it and kept
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Now it's disposable. I mean,
Yeah,
it truly is.
highly
And
disposable.
you can even spend big money on it, and it's still disposable.
Still not meant to last,
It's
yeah.
not meant to last. I mean, it's just like appliances. It's like everything. And I'm like, there truly is. Kids are different than they were 15 years ago. Not completely different, but there's elements to their lives that are completely different now. And it's just a fact. And so there's certain things that, are just not worth the effort.
Yeah.
And there's other things that definitely are. And so let's focus on those things.
Well, from a manufacturing perspective, I was thinking about your appliance comment, and you're right. I get it because I can make, let's say I can build a refrigerator that's going to last 50 years.
They did build one.
But, yeah, I know
It's
that.
still running.
It's still
If my
running.
Yeah, I know
grandparents
they
were
did.
still alive, that fridge would still
Yeah,
be
it's
in
still
their
running.
If I
garage.
built it now,
Yeah.
it would cost you $20,000.
Oh, the one that lasts forever. Yeah.
Which is the equivalent of what that one you're talking about costs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beth
But I
says-
can also build your refrigerator for $800. though.
Yeah. And you can buy
It'll
10
make you
in
a few
your
years.
lifetime.
Yeah.
Actually, more than that.
And we're gonna buy the $800 one. I mean,
Yeah. Because it's disposable anyway. Why buy the $2,000 one?
my numbers are off, I'm
Right,
sure.
yeah.
But my point is, as consumers, I think we're not willing to make the investment in things that are going
See,
to
I
last
disagree.
to some extent.
I disagree, and I have
as a culture, maybe not you. but-
as far as they'll make, there's a certain amount you can pay to get a perfect product. I disagree with that.
Well, no,
because that doesn't even exist.
That wasn't
anymore.
my point. My point is, I believe, because we have, as you said, build better products that will last longer. But I don't think our consumers are, when given the option to buy the cheaper option that maybe even looks as good, looks as flashy, has all the maybe the bells and whistles, but isn't built with quality. I don't think as a consumer culture nationwide, on the whole, I think we opt for the cheap glitz rather than the
Yeah, we do for sure.
Well, I think it's a mentality
for
too.
sure.
It's I've said my grandpa and his brothers, they built all the homes on their street. And I'm thinking about this now because I'm doing a home remodel project, and some people have been like, "You're still doing that?" I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm doing it the right way."
Yeah.
There's so many things that I'm finding as I pull things back in my house that were just slapped together. It's like some dude was like, I gotta get this done so I can get on to the next job. And he wasn't thinking about the people that were going to buy this house and live in this
No.
house. And it's, in my mind, I'm not doing anything that is just, okay, that's good enough.
Right.
I am measuring that perfectly,
Yeah.
and I'm putting that in there precisely. And I think that is gone.
Yeah.
Because that's how when my grandpa built something, I still have some furniture that he built.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's still so sturdy.
Well, that's why we picked a local contractor that we knew personally
Yeah.
when we did our home remodel. And he gets into tearing walls out, and he's like, "These are all 2x6s." Like, yeah, they're not 2x4s.
Yeah.
Our house was built out of 2x6s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just thicker walls,
Extra insulation and
Yeah.
sturdy and
Yeah.
bigger,
Yeah.
stronger, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Because my dad, my uncle
building
built my house.
It's interesting though, because you say that and people say that's what I want. I want quality, and you're right though, to your point. And then someone builds a house like that and prices it accordingly, and people are like, "Well, don't I don't want to pay that for it.
Yeah.
Well, you walk into a house that's built with 2x6s versus 2x4s, you can't see the difference.
No.
So it's hard, and it's the same thing I'm talking about.
But time will tell, right?
Yeah, with
but
the
time will tell.
appliances and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The quality, you can't see the difference, and people tend to not pay for things they can't see.
But I would argue there's building with quality, but also building with empathy.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
So that's what I'm saying. It's a mindset
it is a
of
mindset,
I'm
yeah.
thinking about the people that will live here. I'm thinking about the person that will own this house 50 years from now. And I don't know that that's in anybody's
I'm
mind
going to
anymore.
pound that extra nail in to make sure it's.
Yeah.
I don't know what the.
It's hard.
I don't build things.
Sometimes an extra nail is a bad thing, but
So I watched.
Your tire.
I watched this documentary on the Hill last night. It all ties in all to this stuff about this, the neighborhood in St. Louis that has managed.
Oh, that hill.
The Hill.
I love it.
That has managed to. Probably got a participation trophy. That's funny.
yes, that's exactly
That
it.
is one of the few neighborhoods
Good enough.
in like the whole country that has managed to stay to its roots, and it's designed to have the families stay there, and they work there,
It's family.
they live there, they go to church there,
Yeah.
they go to school there, they do recreational stuff there. And a couple of the themes that I gathered from this documentary was there's two very specific people who kept the whole thing together. Who literally, things were starting to kind of fall apart, and during different times, they stepped in as the leader.
Well, God bless them. I
And
love you being
said,
there.
we're going to keep this what it is. And this is how we're going to do it. And they
Wow.
drug everybody to the finish line with them. And that is fascinating. It is fascinating what good leadership can do.
Yeah.
And I feel like even the principles of good leadership are slipping away. And it's like, and then community matters. It matters so stinking much. And if you can find a community and like drag it to the finish line, it's going to,
Good, Beth.
there's going to be rewards for people for decades to come. But I feel like people have just, like, we have to get back to a local community mentality. That's the only way this stuff gets fixed.
Yeah. Well, culture is a big deal. Creating culture, protecting culture, and so when you have a vision for that, those two
Yeah.
guys, they were culture people.
Yeah.
And they saw culture slipping and they said, no, hold on, we're going to step in, and so yeah, I just don't know that there's a lot of forethought into the why. Why does this matter? Why are we doing this? And if people could think in terms of what kind of neighborhood do I want to be a part of? What
Yeah.
kind of city do I want to live in? And so you're thinking now about culture rather than amenities.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
The amenities
why-
follow the culture.
The why
They do,
is
yeah.
important though, because you can get trapped in the no, we don't want to change anything. We
Right.
don't
Gotta
want
be
to
real
do
careful
this
with that,
because
yeah.
we just want to keep it the way it is.
Right.
Yes.
Because we haven't thought about the why.
Yes.
Yes.
There are good changes and there are bad changes.
Correct.
There's
Change is going to happen. It's inevitable.
It's gonna
There's
happen,
controlled
yes.
growth and there is uncontrolled growth. And sticking your head in the sand and saying we don't want this doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means you're not going to participate in the conversation about how it's going to happen.
And so
Yeah.
when it grows, you're going to have headaches.
Yeah,
Bottom line.
absolutely, for sure. So we got to be aware and thoughtful
Yeah.
about what we're doing.
Yeah, it's really good. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and he was just talking about whether you're talking about church or a Fortune 500 company. I mean, just when it comes to hiring, he goes, talk to people that have done studies on this, and he said, culture is everything. Hire for culture.
Yes.
So culture, character, then competency. Rather teach somebody how to become competent, but we start with how are they going to fit in.
Well, if they have
With
good
us.
culture and they have good
Character.
the competency will follow.
Yeah.
It should be
Should,
able to.
yeah.
I mean, there comes a point if you can't do the job, you can't do the job.
Right.
Glad you're a culture guy, but sorry, it's not working. But at the end of the day, if you start with competency with somebody who doesn't fit your culture, you're gonna have
That'll do a lot of
some
damage.
serious issues. But we get our thinking so mixed up, and we don't really think about what do I want to be a part of.
Yeah. Well,
What
just
kind
look
of
at
town
how-
do I wanna live in?
Look at making those wrong decisions has destroyed some. Particularly, where I really see is like college sports programs.
Mm-hmm.
They hired that coach, that person because of their competency,
Right.
their character was
Forgot about their
trash,
toxicity. Yeah.
and it destroyed
Yeah.
what they were hoping to build
Yeah.
because the character wasn't there.
Yeah.
Beth says lots of communities have stagnated by the very statement, we want things to stay the same. Yeah, because you have to accept that they won't.
And
Yeah.
they just won't.
The
Nothing
college
stays
sports
the
thing is
same.
a really fascinating situation right now.
So I don't follow this a lot, but
Just-
do I understand we're paying college
oh,
athletes?
yeah,
they're-
millions
they're
of
pros.
dollars.
They're pros.
They're
Yeah.
pros.
Yeah. Yeah, like the young man that's graduating from Nixa and going to go play for Miami. I think they said last week he's making already 1.5 to 2 million
Yeah.
Crazy.
as a college
I don't know
freshman
how
that's
to
never
feel about this.
never been in for a snap.
I don't like it.
I don't know how to feel about it because
I don't
at
like
the
it either.
end
That's
of
a
the
knee-jerk
day,
reaction, but I don't like it. That's my knee-jerk reaction.
At the end of the day,
Time will tell.
colleges are for education.
Yeah.
Well,
And I
they should-
love sports, and I don't have anything against sports. I think my struggle is the muddling of the sports with some things, if that makes sense. And of course, the sports betting is a huge issue.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like that it's readily available. I think it's going to cripple members of our society
Yeah.
because the last thing we needed was another unethical distraction in our lives. And
Well, you're going to lose. Eventually, you're going to lose money.
College
that's the way
sports.
That's the way it's designed.
Yeah.
College sports never should have been our farming program for professional sports.
no,
College should purely be for those that want to go and get an education.
an education, yes.
You know, so again, sorry y'all. European soccer, Latin American soccer, anywhere, you have academies that pick up kids from like age 7, 8, and they train them to be footballers, soccer players.
Yeah.
The idea is not let's make the best athletes so they can go to college, and if they do well at college, they go pro. They're not even thinking about college. In fact, what happens, those that don't make the pro level come here, get free education, and play college soccer. So I don't know if you saw this last week, Missouri State became the first NCAA program in the country to not have one American player on their men's soccer team.
Isn't that fascinating?
But that's a product of, so what's happened, you'll see this in the World Cup this summer, if you watch. We have been stepping up in America our ability to play this game.
Sure,
We've
yeah.
not caught up with the world, we're catching up.
Yeah.
So we have American young people that can actually play at a high level, but there's still a college bias towards international players. So the American players, like my sons 4 years ago, couldn't get a sniff at certain programs, even though they might be at the same level.
Sure.
If this kid's from Brazil, we're taking him.
Yeah.
This kid's from England, we're taking him.
Yeah.
Right? But that's because they're taking advantage of this system we have where for us, the pathway to pro has always been in all of our
The
sports.
rest of the world is taking advantage of American
Yeah,
systems.
imagine that, right?
What?
So they get a free education, a better education than they could get in their own country. Yeah, and it's
we
just
don't care about Minnesota. They're not local.
Yeah, right.
We're focused here.
But at the end of the day, if
But
you
they're taking
want
our
to,
money.
if you
Yeah.
want to produce pro athletes,
Hey, Aaron. Good
then
morning to you
have
too.
have farm systems to produce pro athletes. It should have nothing to do with college in the first place.
Our top state employee should not be a coach at a university.
Yeah, but they are
They are.
like
They're $7 billion.
millions, way ahead of
Aaron, I want to say
anything
Aaron's
else.
comment. Aaron says, I really struggle when I hear the phrase, we've always done it that way. We became comfortable and I don't want it to be interrupted. Change is hard, but is necessary to continue to grow in any aspect of life.
Well, that's spoken
true.
like a pastor.
So who cares?
I feel you, brother.
About his community. So, but no,
Yeah.
I really struggle with this. And I mean, I know sports are fun. I know it's
Yeah, it's
amazing
awesome.
to watch
Love
your
it.
kids. And I know it teaches so many good things. I know that. Believe me, I know. But it's muddling right now.
Yeah.
And it's getting very murky in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. And so are other things too,
Sure.
though. It's not just sports.
No, there's lots
There's
of things.
lots of things that are making things murky. And, I don't know. But, it's Valentine's week. We should probably
Oh,
talk
it
about
is?
it in the last few minutes.
Yeah.
You guys better do something,
I got it planned out.
Good job.
Yeah, we're getting a puppy, and
We're going.
we're going on Friday.
I love you. Here's your job.
She's asked for
I
it.
know,
I
I
keep reminding her. This is like having a baby, right?
So bad.
Yeah. So Friday we are going to pick out the pup. We
Aw.
won't get to take her home,
Yeah.
but we'll pick out the pup
Yes.
from the
We're
litter.
going to go
so-
see Nate Bargatze.
Oh yeah,
That's
big
fun.
dumb eyes.
The second time.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Saw him a couple years ago.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
yet to see him live, but I'd like to. I really.
Well,
like him.
you see him live, but we're not paying the money to,
Yeah, there's
to
pricey tickets.
be in the front row. We
Right.
sit up in the nosebleed section, so we're actually watching him on the big screen.
Might as well be at home watching on
that's
Netflix.
hanging
Yeah.
above his head. I'm like, is this better? I don't know.
I don't know. Should I just watch
It
this on
is. It is
Netflix and I
totally
can pause
better.
it?
It's fun to be
way
there
better.
with
The
other people
crowd
laughing.
It is
Yeah.
super fun to be there.
For sure.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but it is kind of weird because like I'm still watching
Just
him. I'm
doing
still
the same
mostly
thing.
watching him.
I'll watch
every
this-
once in a while. You look down and go, oh yeah, he's down there.
There he is.
There's that guy.
There's that guy.
Man,
Looks
it's-
kind of like the guy on the screen.
That's how every
His eyes
concert
are big and dumb.
ever
Huh.
going to go to because I'm never going to pay for the big
Hundreds, if
tickets.
not thousands of
I'm not going to
Yeah.
do it. Won't do
I
it.
remember, when I was in high school and college, I'd buy concert. I mean, I think I went to see Chicago. took a
$12
day.
bucks, 20
Yeah, like
bucks.
$16
Yeah.
a ticket, and they
Yeah.
were decent tickets.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. You
Yeah,
can't even
yeah.
buy a Coke there for $16 anymore.
No.
I think the most of the concerts I ever went to was.
I sound like I'm about to turn 55 years
Yeah.
old.
You are,
That's
yeah.
really the way I'm
Yeah.
talking
That's fair.
today.
Yeah.
I
It's
sound
okay,
like I'm
though.
I
about
find myself sounding more and more like a 50-year-old by the day.
It's acceptable.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It's bound to happen.
Okay. Well, we've talked about stuff.
That's a show.
It's
We won't.
happened.
Circled a lot of wagons.
Have a happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day. Go
We will be back
be loving.
next week.
And
And you
lovers.
guys can be back the week after that.
The week after that, are you not going to be back?
It is opening day of filing. For,
Oh, yeah,
I'll
you
be
got a
in
whole
Jefferson
day.
City filing
Will's
my
big
papers
day.
to run for state rep. So,
Yeah.
That's exciting. Well, we'll talk next week.
Yeah,
about
we'll
what we
sort
do
that out.
next week.
We'll sort it.
all right.
Okay.
We'll see you then.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Blessings.